Another decent signal. Couldn't find the rest of that button, had a search about, but just a few minutes later, doesn't seem like a very big target, and it doesn't seem very deep either. Let's see. It wasn't very deep, and I think we might have a relic. Do you see some greenery? I hope it's not a bomb. I definitely hope it's not a bomb. Looks too small to be a bomb. Fingers crossed. It is. Might be a handle. Some sort of drawer handle or something maybe. I've still got a fair bit to go until I make it to the far end of this field. And this is the item with a little bit of a clean up. It looks like it's copper alloy. Might even have been brass originally. So it would have been a very bright, almost gold colour. And I think it's some sort of handle. Probably off a drawer, or it's a finial sort of decoration on like a writing desk or something like that. Date wise, I guess it's probably going to be Georgian or Victorian, so from the 1714s through to the very start of the 1900s. This one is a banging signal. Fingers crossed for a coin, but let's see what happens. We've got something good, I think. So 2 spadefuls down, probably 6 inches, maybe 7 at a push. Do you see what I see? Right there. Question is, coin or button? Oh, it might be a button. Bit of gilding maybe there, is it? Moment of truth. Do we have a loop on the back? We don't. I think it is a coin. Right, look, there's some letters. G-E-O, George. It's going to be a Georgie. Which George? First, second or third? Because it's definitely not the 4th or 5th, I would say. Let's give it a wee rub-a-dub and see what it looks like. The reverse is completely gone, totally blank. However, on this side, you can see a figure looking to the right hand side. G-E-O for George. Now, I think it's going to be George the 3rd. If anyone thinks otherwise, let me know. It is a little bit irregular shaped. George the 3rd coins tend to be a little bit better. It can't be George the 2nd because he faces to the left. Could it be George the 1st? Well, if you think so, then let me know. But I think it's the big potato head of George the 3rd. George the 1st would be 1714 to 1727, give or take. George the 3rd was 1760 to 1820. Famous for the madness of King George and for losing the American colonies. This was practically on the surface. Very solid signal. Very, very heavy. This is a piece of bronze. I know it might not look like it, but it is. Take my word for it. Don't know, maybe a sign of metal working. Could be old, could be thousands of years old, way back to the Bronze Age. We will never know, but it's a good sign. Another banging signal. We've got another piece of lead pipe out the same hole, and out the same hole came this little piece of, I don't know if it's glass or pottery, but it's got a sort of purpley red, pinky colour on one side and white on the other. I thought that one was going to be a big lump of iron just under the surface, but it's not. It is a canvas ring by the looks of it, used on sort of canvas sheets or maybe even a tent at some point. Another signal, not particularly deep. It was very, very strong. I thought it was going to be a tin can all the way, but it was barely a centimetre under the surface. And I think we've got ourselves a little dress hemweight. And it is. It's a little lead sort of button that would be sewn into the hem or the pleats of a lady's skirt to stop it from blowing up. Scotland notoriously can be a windy place, so I'm sure the average woman back in the 1900s was probably carrying about 2 pounds of lead in her skirt to stop her having a Marilyn Monroe moment. Nice piece of social history, probably dropped by one of the ladies out helping at harvest time. And date wise, yeah, it's probably going to be 1850s, maybe into the beginning of the 1900s. The signals are coming thick and fast. I seem to be getting one every 30 seconds at the moment. And this is another ear blower. This is one of these days I really wish I'd brought my gloves with me because it is freezing on the hands. And it was very, very shallow, this signal. And it's in here and I don't believe it. Have we got another coin? Or have we got a dandius buttonus? Oh, I think it could be a coin. Looks too thick to be a dandy button. And it is... Is it a coin? That is a coin. That is coin number 3. I am on fire. We have Albert on the left, who turned up about 45 minutes, an hour ago. Late as ever. We've got Mr. Pete, who never seems to be not digging. And then up on the hill we've got the dastardly duo of Fletch and Martin. I don't know how anyone's getting on because no one's been shouting, but the amount of signals I'm getting, I would hope they're turning up something. I'll have a catch up with some of them shortly. Coin, you can see it's been battered across the middle. That wasn't me. It's in pretty poor condition, considering it's not particularly old, and you can just make out a few letters and the image of a bust looking to the left and a little bun there at the back of the head. This is Queen Victoria, so it's not Georgian after all. Queen Victoria, I think 1837 through to 1901. After Elizabeth II, who's on the throne just now, she was the longest reigning monarch, if I remember rightly, of Great Britain. So it's a penny, and it's seen better days, sometime between 1837 and 1901. There's a lot of contamination going on at this bit. You'll see a little lump there, which is a hot rock, and I thought that was the signal. Started to backfill the hole. Always check the hole. And I'm glad I did, because look, there is some greenery. Question is, coin, button, or something else? I think it's going to be a button, possibly. I think it is. I think we've got the first tomback of the day, and indeed it is a tomback button. So tomback was a kind of metal that was a mixture of, I can't remember now, copper and zinc or something like that, created or made in the into the beginning of the 1800s. No decoration that I can see, but it's got a bit of age to it, and it's another good sign that there were people here. Often they added arsenic, which is why it has this sort of shine. So never lick a tomback button. We're on a double signal, one off to the left, which sounds very nice, and not so good, that one, but definitely that one is better. Right, let's go with the right one first, and then we'll go to the left one. I might be wrong, but I think I can see some green right there. Is that it? That is it. That's strange because it doesn't sound very good even out the ground. Is it a coin? Or a button? Or a washer? Let's tease that open and... ugh, won't come out. Oh, it's not. It's a rivet. It is a rivet of some description. That's why it didn't sound so good. Well, in fact, it might actually be a little handle. It's a little door handle. Look, you can see it's been silvered or tinned or something. So there we go. Find number 1 is not a coin and not a relic, but it's a find. Similar depth to the last find, not particularly deep, 4-5 inches maybe, but we're out the hole. And it looks like we are somewhere here. Or is that my welly? Nope, it's doing this bizarre thing again where it picks up every signal. So it's not actually there, it's over here. And we've got a coin. Dropped out of somewhere. Don't see an imprint anywhere though. Unless it's under there somewhere. Nope. Right. Pretty certain that is a coin. Looks like another big penny. Maybe another Victoria, seeing as I've got 2 coins of her so far. Let's give it a rub it up and see. The problem with being head to toe in rubber waterproofs and trousers and jackets is you struggle to get anywhere to rub your objects, because it's always nice to have a little fleecy jumper. We have got a penny. You can just make out Britannia seated. A date wise might end in 84 or 94 possibly, and that would make it an 18 because this is Queen Victoria again. It's a penny, the usual. Queen Victoria, by the grace of God, Queen of the Britons, Defender of the Faith, and Empress of India. Again, not in great condition. Must have been spreading a lot of fertilisers on this field in the past. But it is coin number, I think that's number 4. I can't seem to get 5 metres without getting a signal. Might be a little bit too good to be true, that one, but let's give it a dig. Pretty shallow, that's why it sounded so good, but we've got ourselves another little relic. That is a little thimble. Yet another thimble. I seem to be unable to go out without getting a thimble at the moment. I think that's 4 I've had in the last week to 10 days. Seen better days, pretty squashed. But date wise, probably going to be Victorian, 1830s through to the 1900s. And another furniture-y type sort of fitting. A little hinge or a little joint of some description, probably from a piece of furniture. I've been getting a signal literally every 20 seconds, 30 seconds for the last 5 or 10 minutes. At this rate I'm going to have to edit a lot out and probably make this a 5-parter at this rate. But let's see if we can dig up any more relics. I've still got a good bit of the field to go, as you can see. This was a weird one, just literally under the surface. Initially I thought it's a bullet, but then it looks like it's got a thread at that end and it's got this little, I don't know, like a plastic bead or something in that end. There you go. What is that? A little plug. It actually looks like there's some sort of, do you see inside there? It looks like there's almost some sort of gauze inside there. I've got no idea what that is. Any suggestions for that one? And this is why, in my opinion, XP metal detectors are very, very good. You hear that? That's iron. Big lump of iron or something under there. However, so it sounded like a pretty dodgy signal And whenever I get them, I just take a spadeful out, and sometimes you end up sort of splitting the signals. So let's see if it's as good as it sounds. That is it there. We might have another coin. We might have another coin or a button. Let me turn that off. We might have another coin or a button. Definitely looks coin-like. Seen better days if it is a coin. It's definitely something going on. I don't see a loop for a button. Is that the outline of a head? Might be. Right, let's give it a wee rub-a-dub and see. It is indeed a coin. It's rather bizarrely corroded, but you can just make out the shield and the figure of Britannia seated. Very strange the way it's kind of eaten into the coin. And on the other side, there is a large potato head figure with a massive nose and an eye. I wonder if this could even be a counterfeit coin. Because it definitely, I've never had one that's corroded like this before. There were a lot of fakes, especially in the reigns of George the III and George the IV. I think it's a halfpenny. It's George the III. So it would have said Georgius 111 Rex King, George the III King. So that's again 1760 through to the 1820s, but it might well be a counterfeit, a fake. Still, it's coin number 5 for me, so it's been a very good day. Hopefully, it's going to get a lot better.